Inside Elon Musk's $3.2 billion space factory. Space is a dangerous place for humans. Microgravity sets off fluids wandering and weakens the muscles. Radiation tears through DNA, and the harsh vacuum outside is an ever-present threat. But, on the other hand, for materials that show incredible strength, transmit information with barely any loss, form enormous crystals, the harshness of space can be the perfect construction zone. CEOs of space companies like Elon Musk have visionary ideas for the future that include the industrialization of space. Elon Musk's space company, SpaceX, has announced that it is partnering with Varda Space to launch its first space factory. Yes, a space factory! This might be a big step towards the future. Do you want to know more about it? Stay tuned till the end of the video. Welcome to Elon Musk Tube. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update on SpaceX, Tesla, Starship, or basically anything related to Elon Musk. With that said, let's begin. So, SpaceX has opened its doors for collaboration with another big company, Varda Space. The company is looking to expand its business with high opportunities and bigger achievements. Varda Space is a startup that wants to build in-space manufacturing facilities. Varda Space grew incredibly fast in a very short period of time. It started out in December 2020 with just $9 million in seed funding. Compared to the millions used by the space sector every day, few saw how the company would accomplish its goal of building space factories for Earth-bound products. 8 months later, the company received $42 million in funding and began setting up shop and building relationships with top space companies to bring its vision to life. The space research company, Varda Space, wants to become the first to build a manufacturing facility in space. The firm is set to partner with SpaceX to accomplish this unlikely challenge, with the goal of producing materials using low gravity. The first launch is expected to take place in early 2023. Well, talking about a factory in space, Varda Space's project may seem far-fetched. After all, there's no shortage of room on Earth to build factories. But the concept could well serve industries here on Earth. According to TechCrunch, this kind of in-space facility could, for example, manufacture bioprinted organs or specialist semiconductors, even if, for the moment, nothing has been officially revealed by the firm, since no client contracts have yet been signed. But in order to make a trip to space, Varda Space needs to find partners to help make the journey to a low Earth orbit, and that's where SpaceX comes in. SpaceX offers companies that want to send objects into space the opportunity to use one of its scheduled launches to do so. Varda selected SpaceX as a launch provider due to the low cost of launch. Basically, the two companies make the trip to space together. Once they arrive at their destination, they are free to go their separate ways. Almost like a kind of space carpooling, in fact, although a little different from your regular downtown commute. The startup's first actual going-to-orbit spacecraft will be made by SpaceX's rival launch company, Rocket Lab. The company will also make 2 subsequent space vehicles for Varda. The 3 vehicles will be outfitted with 2 Varda-made modules, a microgravity manufacturing module, and a re-entry capsule. SpaceX will carry Varda's space factories aboard a Rocket Lab bus called Photon. The spacecraft will be one of many objects aboard the Falcon 9 rideshare mission. A new and lucrative program that spreads the cost of going to space between customers by allowing them to essentially carpool to space. As the cost of sending things to space continues to decrease, experimenters can envision a number of other scenarios in which the space station environment could be key to manufacturing. SpaceX promises to slash the cost of launch to as low as $1 million for an individual customer looking to spend up to 200 kilograms of payload to sun-synchronous orbit. Unlike other spacecraft specialized in communication or imaging, Varda Space and its space factory do not require a specific orbit for their mission. Indeed, the facility only needs to be able to remain in a low Earth orbit. The lessons learned from this first flight will be used for subsequent flights. Varda Space hopes to be able to launch a second or even a third mission by the end of 2024. But this date is still relatively far off, which leaves the opportunity for other projects to arise. The European Union, for example, is working in the field with the Period project, which aims to develop an orbital factory. Just 2 months ago, Varda announced a deal with the launch service vehicle manufacturer for the provision of 3 Proton spacecraft, or possibly 4, that will integrate with the in-space manufacturing factories and help carry them to orbit. Varda Space will initially connect at least 3 Photon spacecraft. The spacecraft can be configured for different purposes. Unlike the ISS, Varda will adapt them for autonomous manufacturing in space, requiring no human presence. The craft will be fitted with re-entry capsules that will return the manufacturing products back to Earth once production is completed. The first factory will only be able to produce a couple of 100 kilos of material, leaving many questions like, what type of products will they make to stay profitable? One of the challenges for making money from space manufacturing is it's still quite expensive to launch things to space. They are still dealing with thousands of dollars per kilogram. So whatever they are going to be making in space that they are going to be sending down to Earth has to be incredibly valuable, but also available per unit of mass. The company explained that in order to stay profitable, they will be focusing on high-value products that sell for high prices, despite their low mass. Chemical purity elements, perfect crystalline structures, semiconductors, fiber optic cables, and pharmaceutical ingredients are some of the products that can be more efficiently manufactured in space, or whose levels of purity increase dramatically in microgravity manufacturing. While the companies have not yet disclosed any terms of their agreement, it is known that the craft will spend about 3 months in orbit testing these new manufacturing technologies. However, until now, only a handful of companies have pioneered additive manufacturing, AM, in zero gravity, and only within the boundaries of the ISS. Startups like Made in Space, Tethers Unlimited, Enscript, TechShot, and 3D bioprinting solutions were the only ones to place microgravity 3D printing capabilities in the ISS. The company's aim is to use microgravity to manufacture new materials, or to further the research of the International Space Station on certain specific products. But why do they want to use microgravity for manufacturing new materials? Microgravity offers a promising environment for manufacturing, as it's free from the stirring of convection that sinks heavier materials down through a solution. In microgravity, crystals can grow larger. In one experiment, crystals made from proteins grew to be 6 cubic millimeters, on average, compared with 0.5 cubic millimeters here on Earth. Once grown, those crystals can be analyzed to determine the proteins' 3D structures, which can help inform new strategies for drug discovery. Its goal is to unlock the benefits of microgravity, which can only be found for sustained periods in space, for manufacturing novel materials like bioprinted organs or specialized semiconductors. The startup's bet is that the potential market for such materials is high enough to make the effort worth it. The company is also focused on automating most of its manufacturing while partnering with rocket builders to transport materials and technology, thereby removing the complication of sending humans to space. Varda Space Industries CEO, Will Brewy, said that we are one step closer to delivering valuable materials to our clients here on Earth. Will Brewy, the founder of Varda Space, spent almost a decade working at SpaceX on the Dragon Crew and Dragon Cargo spacecraft. The company assures that the products they will manufacture will improve the quality of life for people on Earth and accelerate humanity's expansion to the stars. There's so much potential to do things in this area now that we weren't able to do before. And it's not just dreams and ideas, but now it's really happening. These people could actually see that it was very exciting, and so they began to start working on these projects. But I think that the really exciting stuff is still to come. But apart from our expectations and thoughts, what do you think about the Space Factory? Let us know in the comments below. And most importantly, if you want to be updated on every single topic related to Elon Musk, then you should consider subscribing to the channel and pressing the bell icon. See you in the next one. Until then, peace out.